Good evening everyone and welcome to a new video on this channel. It is Tuesday the 5th of March 2024 and tonight we're off Batch International Stadium for what can only be described as a playoff six-pointer. It is Gateshead versus Solihull Moors in the National League. So I'm outside the ground, obviously as is my new normal with midweek home games. I don't get as much time to get here and what have you as I used to, but anyway, going into this evening's game, Solihull are currently in 4th place in the National League table while we're in 5th place, so that maybe explains it all really, doesn't it? A real playoff six-pointer. I think obviously if we do win, the main talking point would be the fact that we would leapfrog Solihull in the table, given that there is only 1 point in it and we have played a game less. But I think possibly even more crucially for me would be the potential increase in the gap of points between ourselves and the teams that are currently beneath us in the table. So yeah, it's a really important game this time. I mean, I don't think on paper a draw would be a disaster for either side. I think looking at Solihull, a bit like us really, and maybe a bit annoyingly for the purposes of this match, they seem to fare better away from home than what they do on their own patch. Of course, in my absence in November, we did beat them 2-1, so obviously I'd take a repeat of that tonight, but I'm also well aware that it's going to be a very tough game. Obviously both sides coming into this on the back of draws that maybe at the end of their games we're probably glad of. Obviously we scored in the dying seconds away at Bournemouth, while Solihull were a couple of goals behind twice at Eastleigh, but still managed to salvage something in the end. So it sets this game up pretty nicely tonight, in my opinion. I think if you're a neutral coming into this game tonight, I think it is maybe one of, if not the one to watch in terms of what's going on in the league this evening as well. I think it's not totally beyond the realms of possibility for either of these sides to finish in either second place or third place. All it takes is for one of them to maybe keep the form going, and for one slip up from either Bromley or Barnet, and all of a sudden one of us could be well and truly back in the mix for that. So just got to keep plugging away. I mean, I think the fact that we are discussing now how the fact we can finish in the playoffs, and B, how high up we can finish, potentially get a playoff eliminator here, potentially even advance to the semi-final and have it here. I think that's a real testament to the club and all the hard work that's gone in this season, because obviously I think at the start of the season we would have maybe said yeah, we've had a decent end to last season, let's kick on a bit, maybe push the top half. But I think the fact that we are having conversations about could we be in the playoffs and who could we be playing in the playoffs, and nobody's maybe even laughing at us anymore because of it, is as I say, a real testament to where we are just now. But it's been we've obviously had a decent run of form. Obviously lost at Woking last week, but obviously salvaged it in the end at Bournemouth on Saturday, but before that we're absolutely in flying form, and some further good. It's just get the news in terms of players coming back from injuries and things like that just seems to get better by the week. It just doesn't seem that long ago we were maybe cursing our luck a bit with it, and for all we know, like maybe in a couple of weeks we could be cursing our luck again, but for the time being we are in a relatively healthy state with regards to who's available and what have you, so let's hope that can be something that can prove dividends for us tonight. Let's head into the International Stadium and find out how it all unfolds.
Concessions are run by the club and what profits go to the club.
So the team's warming up, Solihull getting ready, and that half as the away teams always do. I'm not entirely sure what colours they're going to be in tonight. Of course, the usual colours with like yellow home shirts and blue shorts, but the shorts look a bit of a darker tone, so I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, the Gateshead are getting ready just here, of course, going to be in our usual home kit as we always are when we play here. Anyway, I'll see you when the players are coming out the tunnel and ready to start the match.
You're Bobby Crichton slipping in here. Bobby Crichton slipping in here. How are the lads?
And the box.
The Heat.
11 seconds.
Wheelan. That was slow, wasn't it? What?
Still in.
Come on, Louis!
You can't change the back.
Come on.
Just walked down the stairs there.
Oh, man. Oh, that's it. He's on the floor.
Deck.
Alright. What are you running away from him, man? Challenge him! You're not running away. Why are you trying to run away? Clear up for that. Should have been one.
They've absolutely battered us this first half.
Fucking poor that. Fucking Popadon.
3-1.
Far too easy! 37 minutes. Probably 4 around now. Get! There's a foul over there, right?
Oh, you fucking awful. Right off mine. Forward man! Forward man! You put 10 seconds back!
Half time gets a 1, Solihull Moors 2. Yet again, we are a total shadow of what we're seeing from this side away from home when we play here. Just totally second best all over the park. We went 1-0 up in the early stages, then just fell apart after that really. Solihull came on to us, we had absolutely no answer for it, and we're lucky that the game's still at arm's length because it's been a really abject display so far, I've got to say. And it's at a point now where I would rather us finish in 6th or 7th than 4th or 5th because I just get a feeling in a minute if we end up at home at any point during the playoffs, then you can forget about it if truth be told, and that's provided we get in them, of course. Because we're just again at home not performing to the same levels to this with the same the I don't know what it is, but at home this season it's just been really poor, and it could be what ultimately lets us down in the end. And it's just at the minute Solihull look like scoring with almost every attack. We don't look like scoring at all. I know Denanga had that one cleared off the line. It was a pretty unbelievable clearance, to be fair. Story had one earlier in the game while it was still 1-0, but I think there was probably not enough power on that header anyway. But we've got to change something up here because whatever's the game plan at the minute just isn't working.
I know that's terrible, that. Got to stand them up, man.
Getting what we deserve here.
Stuart Moore. That was a penalty.
And then Monty Man. Game over. Absolute dog shite at home yet again.
And the scorer for Solihull Moors, number 14, Jack Stevens.
Oh, we are!
I'm sick of that useless fucking deal. His funeral was the same day as Owen's Sammy's. Fucking hell, Monty Man.
Eight minutes of added time at the end of this game. 8 minutes.
We have just started playing a minimum and an additional 8 minutes.
Full-time Gateshead 2, Solihull Moors 3. Left ourselves with too much to do and too little time to do it in. That's the way it is, unfortunately. We're just second best all over the park there, to be honest with you, tonight. Obviously we did force the goalkeeper into a few saves and what have you towards the end of the game, but ultimately you gave them once we got our first goal in the first half, we just totally fell apart, really. We were not picking up second balls. Defensively, it was not our best night. Let's just put it that way, and it feels a bit like a missed opportunity. Like, even a point tonight would have been a fairly decent result, but I think now, I think most definitely now we can forget about second or third. I even think fourth's obviously going to be a push, so I'd say realistically fifth's probably the best we can hope for, but as I said, at this point I'm starting to think we might even be better off finishing 6th or 7th, just to make sure that we're not at home at any point during the playoffs, you know what I mean. Of course, there's still the long way to go. Obviously Altrincham have pulled it back tonight. It's not been a good night for us, in terms of our result, in terms of the other results, but I think Saturday's game against Peterborough Sports, we've got to shuffle the pack a little bit, if I'm telling the absolute truth of it. I think there's players in there that maybe do need a bit of a breather. Obviously I'm never ever going to make excuses, but it was just I just think that some of them probably on Saturday, in terms of Saturday's game, are better off just being on the bench and only bringing on if we absolutely have to. But I'd like to think anyway there's enough in that squad to avoid a banana skin. But tonight it's just really disappointing, because if we'd have won the game tonight, then it would have really set out quite a statement. But ultimately, it's been Solihull are the ones that have set out that statement, and we've just got to assess like what went wrong with our performance tonight, and what we can do to improve, and especially improve our home form, because we've got like the majority of our games between now and the end of the season are at home, so it goes without saying that we're going to have to improve on that front. Obviously, Dagenham, the next visit, is in the League International Stadium next Tuesday. Had a bit of a revival since the New Year, so it's not going to be an easy game, that one, by any stretch. But obviously before then, the attention's turned to the FA Trophy, and just seeing if we can bounce back, get ourselves into a second successive semi-final. But as I said, we've got to make use of the squad, I think, on Saturday. Give players a breather, give others their chance, see if we're potentially missing a trick within the team that you more readily associate with the league. But it's just, I'm just really I just feel quite disappointed really tonight. I've got to say that. But that's that voice video, and I'll be back on Friday night with Billingham Synthonia versus Easington Colliery. So another playoff 6 pointer, that one really, in Northern League Division 2. But until then, take care, cheers for watching, see you later.